think I've ever seen your face, so I can't.
Yeah, I'll flash it very quickly.
Very quickly. Quickly, so I can get a picture of.
Yeah, as long as you don't screenshot it, okay?
I can't promise that.
Are there any ladies in this room? Is this a safe space?
There is one woman. I don't know if Doctor is a woman or not.
Well, I recently played chess. I turned my pawn into a queen.
Okay, so we have a woman-adjacent man and a real woman. Why? How crazy could your face be?
Is the agent behind the beginning of the universe, right?
Okay, so let me split the difference. There are two different things that are going on there.
Can we just optimistic, relax. Optimistic. You can have the floor, brother. Just let him finish.
Optimistic, shut the fuck up.
Let him finish, brother.
Just
You
a
have the floor
clarifying
after.
question.
What is wrong with you, man? Stop coming off the mic. Let him finish. What's wrong with you guys? Go ahead.
Fucking. Okay, so no. Those are two different things, JCC, and I agree with you. There, as patterns, there is symmetry in the universe. The idea if there's a creator or not, nobody's certain. There is plants, mathematical rules, the arrangements of leaves and petals and seeds. You can certainly tell an oak tree. There may be millions of oak trees and they have similarities. You have consciousness. There's more than just one hydrogen atom in the universe. There's repetition, there's repeated forms, and those forms are very similar to one another. It's not just that the human mind is crafted to see similarities. There are similarities in the universe. Yeah, there are.
Can I have a chance here, please?
Yeah, let optimistic go. Let optimistic go. And then you got the floor, Dr. Joe.
So I just had a clarifying question, which is, what is design? When GCC said there is no design, so what is design?
Yeah, no, I said there's nothing to indicate that there's a thinking agent behind the beginning of the universe, right? So design implies there's a thinking agent, there's a sentient creature behind it, right? That's what I understand when people say design.
Okay, hold on, my verse. Hold on, I got you right after. Let Dr. Shaw get it there real quick.
Okay. So this is in DNA. It says the argument for DNA that there's a design, that there's a creator. The complexity of DNA suggests purposeful design. Premise 1: DNA exhibits extraordinary complexity and functionality. DNA is a 3 billion base pair code in humans, precisely organized to store, replicate, and express instructions for life. Its double helix structure, error-correcting mechanisms like DNA repair enzymes, and ability to pack vast information into a microscopic space shows a level of sophistication that rivals or exceeds the most advanced human engineering systems. Premise 2: complex systems with purpose tend to arise from intentional design. When we encounter highly ordered functional systems in everyday life, like a computer program or machine, we infer a designer because random processes rarely produce such specific goal-directed outcomes. DNA's ability to encode proteins, regulate itself, and adapt through precise mechanisms suggests a purposeful arrangement, not just a happy accident. Premise 3: the odds of random emergence are astronomically low.
Hold on, Dr. John.
So I can keep on going, bro. I can keep on going and going in DNA.
Maybe it's a conclusion based on what you said to somebody.
So all it is, basically, just the DNA itself is so random. It's so highly complex that basically our supercomputers can't even basically nowadays they can't be able to rival our DNA. But it's suggested. Come on, Benji, let me finish.
It's certain people, it's so many. Hold on, Dr. Joe. There's so many people here. I cannot let you be long-winded and just speak on stage. And I see other people coming off the mic to interrupt you. So I cannot let you be long-winded and just speak. And other people want to speak also.
Okay, all
just finish up and somebody respond.
You know what sucks, Benji? Is when I fucking said DNA a while ago when I tried to make it short and sweet, asshole honey laughed at me. So when I went into detail about it, you tell me I'm too fucking long-winded, motherfucker. So how does that work?
Okay, promise. Okay, so you can meet up now. Thank you. Does anybody else wants to say something? I have the floor.
Yeah, I'd like to
Yeah, I
say
just wanna
something.
say it's
Put me in the
obvious
queue,
there's
Dr.
design to the
Benji,
universe,
after
yes.
Mind Virus is finished. Go ahead, Mind Virus.
I think we unwrapped.
Yeah, I mean, there is obvious
a long
design
time
to the
ago.
universe.
It's nothing all that crazy.
Okay.
So maybe catch up with like where science has been the last 20 years before you pipe
Perfect.
off like that.
All right, so Mind Virus is on you, then Doctor.
Yeah, there's obviously design to the universe. Doesn't mean that somebody needs to make it. It's very counterintuitive, but it's true.
Yeah, and I've tried to broach that before, where I say that I could see intention becoming an emerging feature of the universe and cosmic evolution. Now, I don't know what that looks like. I'm not trying to apply a human mind or consciousness to that. I think it's funny when we talk about minds, we go deep on deep space-time and where consciousness arose from. We're always applying a human mind to it. You're not thinking of a dragonfly mind or the mind of a fish or the mind of a jaguar, right? You're always adding this thing that's like you, and that's our fault, because I think we can't escape doing that. It's just anthropomorphizing of physics.
Yeah. One last thing, and I'll shut up. There is a massive difference between intelligence is not a mind. A mind is not intelligence. Self-awareness is neither of those things either. So you have to separate intelligence, self-awareness, physics, which is design, because there are rules and laws to physics, and that can exist with or without consciousness. Okay, all these things have to be thought of quite separately. Sometimes they interact, right? They very often do interact. But, for example, someone would say fucking calculator. It has goals, and it has a sort of wantingness. If you punch in numbers, it wants to, in a way, give you the correct answer. It doesn't mean that its intentionality is there's some kind of first mover or mind directing that, right? So some things, just by mere physics, express intentionality without mindness and without any kind of intelligence. So intelligence is different from a mind, which is different from consciousness, which is different from self-consciousness, which is different from the laws of physics, right? So anyways, it's just important to know that.
Yeah, and I can understand that. And I think that's where a lot of this breaks down between people like atheists who don't want to agree with you just because of language and terminology and semantics. So, like, it's like when you break it down, it makes sense to me, and I honestly agree with you. And I even had to sit there and go, okay, Honey Badger, don't attach yourself to the labels. Listen to actually how he's saying it, even though I was already on board with you. That's why I agreed earlier. It's like, I know what you're saying. And I think that's the hard part, is just the semantics of it and what we mean by design, separating the intention from that, all those things. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Hi, sorry, Mind Virus. I requested to be put in the queue. Thank you.
No problem. You got the light. He's about to finish up right now. I need a little discussion, and you got it. Go ahead, Ma.
No, I was just going to say, I think, if you want to have a fruitful discussion, defining these things, so I could write it down here, defining mind, defining consciousness, defining intention and goals, okay, defining physics, right, rules by which all things happen, right, nothing is outside of the laws of physics. People, I think even consciousness is determined by the laws of physics, and then intelligence, right? If we take our time to sort of really define those in the simplest, most fundamental ways possible, like the lowest common denominator, then we would have a place to, start even speaking on these topics.
Yeah, even what I thought about just reading chat and stuff.
Excuse me, Dr. Honey, I'd like to be put in the queue if I may.
Okay, yeah, you're in the queue next.
Man, that's not a doctor. I'm the only doctor here.
Let him finish up. Let Honey finish up.
Yeah, all I was gonna say is like that intention and like thinking about how a calculator wants to do something. It's like these are the terms that get dangerous, and those are the ones that people start debating over, because I think we do have that tendency as animals that are self-conscious. If you're going to look back in time and actually say, hey, conscious agency comes from unconscious things in the past, then you kind of have to be on board with that concept, because right now I desire things and I intend things and I plan things, but do trees? I don't know. What are we even talking about? Because maybe there's these levels to this shit. Even by definition, there's levels, right?
So we have to strip the difference between agency and wantingness.
Yeah, excuse me.
I gotta be fair to Doctor. Once he finish up, if nobody else wants to speak, you can get right back in there. Go ahead, Doctor. You got it.
Okay, so I think this argument is low IQ and stupid, and really technically Mind Virus and Honey Badger are self-roasting themselves. They may not like that. But I believe that this whole atheist-theist debate is not essentially analyzing the term "the word," which is a capitalized word. In the Bible, which is the most famous book, widely published book in human history, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was God. The Word was God." So if it, the preconditions to any of these debates essentially have to be that we are debating words. This is a linguistic rhetoric debate proving nothing, essentially. Thus, why everyone is roasting. And in the book of Hebrews, it says, please excuse yourself. Please excuse yourself. It says, "For the word of God is alive and active, sharper than any double-edged sword. It penetrates even to dividing soul and spirit, joints and marrow. It judges the thoughts and attitudes of the heart." So you are your words. And if you're just going to come on here and word vomit all the time, a bunch of bullshit, stupid rhetoric, you're stupid. I am complete.
Yeah. Go ahead, TG.
That man is not a doctor.
No, I don't think he's a doctor. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the same people. There's nothing. The doctor and the doctor is the same guy. There's nothing to respond to there.
So you just came off the mic to cut him off in the mix, and now I want to give you the
Well,
floor.
I have a lot of experience.
It's okay. You have nothing to say. It's okay. You have nothing to say. Mind, if you want to jump back in there, you could, bro.
Yeah, I don't know why the doctors are here. They're both the same guy, and they're just trolling around. If everything is like, yeah, you are. If everything is just a waste,
They're the same person, brother.
they are.
No, this doctor right here isn't Dittman. There's no way.
They're both different.
Yeah, they're two different people. He just was mimicking his voice.
Let's see. Hey, Doctor Republican, are you there?
What?
Are you a Republican?
I'm a conservative.
Yeah, this is
I'm
not.
not a conservative, baby.
Adrian Dittman is doctor, but this doctor is different than doctor, right?
I'm doing this because everybody calls themselves doctor, and it gives them somehow clout. So this is in protest for all the dipshits calling themselves doctors. So everyone needs to change their name to doctor for like a week, and then maybe they'll stop doing it, Anyway.
Okay, but Mind, you got it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to define the difference between agency and wantingness. So, honey, we could say that, the laws of physics sort of lay out wantingness. Like my pen wants, when I drop it, it wants to hit the table, right? There's a wantingness guided, but the physicality of this wantingness is guided by the laws of physics, right? And then you have agency, which is
Brother. Let him.
and then there's agency, where you have a mind having control over physical objects or itself, interacting with the environment to achieve certain goals. So wantingness and agency are two different things.
Go ahead, Jude.
It's Judd.
Judd,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was wanting, in what way is just obeying the laws of physics wanting, right? If you look up wanting, right, it's a desire. How can something without a mind have a desire?
That's a good question. So if you take that down the road, what a lot of people say that support this point of view is that there are degrees of how would you say, agency, or
How is your pen? How does it have agency? Right? Because agency is defined as like the ability to make choices. How can your pen make a choice to fall? That doesn't make any sense.
Right. So a lot of people that are developing artificial intelligence are materialists, right? And they don't believe that the human mind is much different, or there's no ghost in the machine, right? And so if you believe that there's no ghost in the machine, then there has to be a gradient between remote or outside wantingness and inward
wanting, right? Because that's what I'm asking you to define, so you can't keep using it.
Oh,
yeah. So
let me see if I can kind of define it.
Like whether we're actually determined or not, we can still like think about something, weigh choices, right? It doesn't matter whether we could actually ever choose something differently, right? There's no evidence to suppose that a pen, right, is able to weigh, options about whether it should choose to fall or choose to fly, right? It can't. It just falls. It's not thinking about it. It's not making a choice. And it doesn't matter whether we get to actually have the ability to choose otherwise or not. We're still choosing stuff.
Yeah, so this now this gets to even something deeper. It's like ideas of freedom of choice, right? Some people would say that freedom of choice just
doesn't matter whether we have that ability to choose.
Yeah.
No, because the pen. So let's say that we can think about our options, right? But we can only ever pick whatever we're going to choose, right? But we can still think about that. The pen isn't thinking about options and then deciding to fall. It just falls because that's what gravity makes it do.
Well, our brains can only function like the pen according to the laws of physics. So again, if we really make this as simple as possible, there is, our brains are falling as well. It may appear to us.
So
it may appear to us.
Think about choices, like can weigh options. Can we weigh options? Like when we go to a restaurant, right? We got a menu. Can we?
Well, we have
weigh the options.
Well, we have self-consciousness.
That's not what
we're aware of.
We have the ability to think about: do I want steak? Do I want salad? Do I want fish? Right.
And we're aware, like of the I, like I am wanting steak, or I am making the decision between.
Yeah. Question. So we can think about like the different items on the menu. Yes. No.
Yes, but again, but there is a gradient.
It's more complicated than it is.
No. Well,
we can think.
It is very complicated.
So not at this level, right? Okay, so you agree that we can look at a menu and think about like which one sounds tastiest right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can think about the options, right? That's all that matters for what I'm asking you. I'm not asking whether we ever had a real ability to choose whatever, otherwise than what we end up ordering, right? I'm not asking whether we really can. All I'm asking, right, all that matters is that we can think about the options. The pen cannot think about whether it is going to fall or fly.
Yeah, it has no internal point of view. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so it can't make a choice. It doesn't matter whether we ourselves could choose otherwise. We can still choose the thing that we're going to pick. The pen doesn't get to choose to fall. It just does.
Right. So maybe there's a better way instead of saying wantingness. It's more like the laws of physics are driving it to
Hey, excuse me, Dr. Benji, can you put me back in the queue, please?
Lower energy state, right? But our minds do that as well. So I mean,
Mind virus is dominating the stage.
Okay, so we're trying to talk about defining like emergent properties, right?
Yeah, well, I thought that was
absolutely not.
John, I don't know why you came off the mic to interrupt him, brother. Please let them finish.
very uninteresting.
Okay, so you can just mute up or leave. But go ahead, finish up,
Yeah. So consciousness, right?
We're not talking about whether we have other choices. We're not talking about the fundamental nature of consciousness, right? All I'm saying is that the point is this flowery metaphoric language, right, doesn't actually serve the conversation. Saying that
It does.
has a wanting to fall is ridiculous because it can't have desires. It can't think about options, right? It can't choose to fall. It just does, right? It doesn't in any way seem to have like a mind, right? Which is what's required for wanting, for desires, for agency, and like comparing it in some way with some weird metaphor to like a lower level of our mind is just silly and confusing.
Yeah, I said that we have to split the difference between those two things.
Hi, I'd like to interrupt and say I put in the chat my thoughts. Thank you all very little.
Yeah, I was saying, Judd, that we have to split the difference between, for the purposes of the conversation, we were mostly talking about like how consciousness came to be, or should we believe in God? And then a lot of these conversations say, well, there's design. We were talking about design in the universe. And I said, yeah, the universe abides by the laws of physics, and there's patterns, and there's beauty, and there's repetition, right? And we can see all these things around us. And I said, but that doesn't, and Honey agreed with me that there doesn't necessarily need to be a designer behind these things. And I said it would be great for us to sort of define a couple terms. And maybe you're right, wantingness in terms of physics might be the wrong thing. But I was trying to split the difference between, the laws of physics and those things that obey it. And because everything obeys the laws of physics, there is this sort of design to everything, and it doesn't need a mind to craft that design. But yeah, I kind of muddied the water. Basically what we were trying to do is maybe define the difference between agency and patterns.
Oh, geez, that's fascinating. Can you maybe compress it to just the word God?
No. And then splitting the difference between mindness and consciousness and intentions and goals and physics and intelligence. So really clearly defining the difference between all those things, and I said it would be a more fruitful conversation.
You're just muddying the water and saying they're all like the same thing, right?
No, I was dude. The reason that I brought this up is to split the difference, to make clear the difference between
Just
these
say it,
things.
mind virus. It's God. It's God. I mean, it's bad words.
Yeah, God is a compression word.
Yeah, it hurts them when they say it. They get all mad and frustrated.
So
don't say that.
God equals go do or do go. It's very simple. Go do something.
No. See, doctor and doctor is the same guy.
We're not the same guy. And Mind Virus, you have a tendency to ramble and go on forever, making incoherent thoughts that have no conclusion. It's my opinion. I know you're a perfumer.
Yeah, okay. So Mind Virus, you can finish up what you was about to say, and then I see Morpheus probably wants to say something. So,
No, he can say.
All right, so go ahead, Morpheus. You want to say something?
Okay, yeah. I was just talking about people like to talk about intelligent design, but when you see like serious genetic disorders and stuff like that, it makes you wonder, like, how, if God is perfect, then how can these mistakes happen? How can this? It's still kind of linked to the problem of evil.
Okay. Dr. John, you want to say something, bro?
Yes, thank you, guys. What's up? So I guess I didn't say that God was perfect. I didn't say that like bad things were going to happen. I'm just saying that, obviously there's a very rare possibility of us being here, and you might say, yeah, there's life, we've yet to find it, but we've yet to find it. So when we find something similar, then that'll be different. But until then, we're pretty rare to be here, and all these amazing things we're doing, shit we're talking on the phone right now.
Why doesn't the word God just define itself? It's a word that defines itself.
Yeah, don't say that though, because these guys get mad when you say it. It's almost like religion to them, if you mention that.
Well, Jesus, nobody likes to read books these days.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, you guys can say what you want, but Revelation 9:5-6 actually does mention something like drones. You guys can interpret it like you want, but it mentions these locust-like creatures that have scorpions that are going to be tracking people down and stinging them. And it's got the face of a human, it says, which some people interpret that as, artificial intelligence made by humans. And these drone swarms with this drone swarm technology, their sounds are going to sound like hoofs, like beating hoofs of horses. Revelation 9:5-6, it talks about it, bro. And they're drones. I'm telling you, things that are happening today are really happening. Like the Bible is pretty accurate, among other things. But you guys can say what you want, laugh at it and stuff, but it's pretty strikingly accurate.
The book of James says, do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. So do is part of the word God. Go, do.
Coincidentally, there's actually semiconductor factories now being built in Arizona. Because remember, the largest microchip maker in the world from Taiwan just agreed to make some factories. So, and some people, but that's been happening anyway, even before Elon Musk and stuff. And Donald Trump, like these semiconductors and these drones that could be autonomous.
Why can't these atheists just admit that God is philosophy and that religion is essentially philosophy? It's the study of wisdom and spirituality, the X factor. And these people on this app will ruin your day by giving you all this technical jargon, which at the end of the day is completely meaningless and useless. No practical application whatsoever. It's not even positive linguistic programming to help you survive and thrive. Most people on here are just a bunch of propagandists and they're depressed. This is called depression hypnosis.
Agreed, dude. I think you're onto something. I think that what you just mentioned about God and like the seeking and understanding of all this, woo that you're guruing out about, I agree. I think it's all just useless, dumb shit talk, dude. I am totally on page with you. I fully agree with that.
To say that the Bible doesn't have good programming is ridiculous, because I'm not saying read the whole thing, but read the best bits. It's good programming.
Give us the best bit.
Well, I just Googled the word, and the Bible. He replied, blessing rather are those who hear the word of God and obey it. The grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of our God endures forever. As for God, his way is perfect. The Lord's word is flawless. He shields all who take refuge in him. You don't like this comic book. That's your choice. I'm not going to shove it down your throat and get into an argument with you about it. I don't care if your life is pathetic. You're a clown house hero, a real world zero.
Dude, it's my own barbecue, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray, I see you on the floor. Claude, I see you on the floor. Morpheus, go ahead, and then I'll let them finish.
God created all the animals.
Yeah.
The point is, even if you're an atheist, we all have the same emotional spectrum. So if you get angry as an atheist, maybe you actually need spiritual programming to realize why you're such an emotional, person. Do you want equilibrium, stability? Do you want more in life? Or do you want to be emotionally disequilibrated all the time?
Nobody's being emotional here.
You get very emotional, Dr. Mind Virus.
No,
Your name is Mind Virus, and you have a Canadian maple leaf. Clearly, you're falling. You're not rising in strength. You're here complaining, crying.
Perfect. I appreciate y'all for that. We got some new people in here. Let's see what they got to say to the title. Go ahead, Ray. Or whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, my answer is simple. Absolutely, we should all believe in God. The world, as we know it, will look totally different. It would be peace on earth if everybody actually believed. And I'm not talking about false gods. I'm talking about the Lord of the universe, the one that gave us the laws of how to live. This world would be perfect. It would be perfect.
The problem is, my friend, is that people who believe in different gods from you believe that they are also right. You understand that, right?
Well, that's why I said the one that created the...
Yeah, but they think you're wrong.
There's only one, though.
Yeah, but they think you're
It's
wrong.
not about what they think, though. I don't think we were challenging anyone's thoughts here. I think it was simply about, should we all just be believers in God and not
facts, right? They should believe in facts, right?
I think
Christian
you
God
have
is
to
the
let
right
her
one,
finish
yeah.
saying what she has to say. I don't know why you feel like you need to step in over what she's saying and start dominating her words. Right? She's speaking.
My apologies.
Let her finish saying what she has to say.
How would they determine which is the right God?
Is this her PM speaking up for her right now?
How is it possible to determine if there is a God, and if there is, which one's the right one?
That level of, I believe that has to do a lot with the individual being able to see, right? If you don't have the comprehension to see what God provides for you, which is, which would be a flaw on his behalf, and we know that's not possible, right? Everybody gets the message, and everybody within knows that they receive the message. Now, you can act as if you don't see the evidence, but that's up to you, right? On the day of resurrection, you'll find out for sure. You know what I mean? But if you don't believe now, you'll find out later. It's really kind of simple.
But JCC, that's what you're...
Y'all mind if I have a chance real quick?
Yeah, I got you. Let Ahmad respond, and then the doctor, and then the other doctor.
Hey, Rocco, you ever been to the Middle East?
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. The folks over there are they're very kind, and they're very, very religious. And 99% of the people, say, for example, almost 100% of the people in Saudi Arabia are Muslim. And their daddy's Muslim, and their neighbor's Muslim. And I guarantee you, they believe, as deep as their heart is, they have even more conviction than most Christians do that their God is the right one. And so you believe with all your heart that you're right, and nobody's going to change your mind. And they believe with their heart that they're right, and nobody's going to change their mind either. It's not going to happen.
Guess what happens between them and me, though? Guess what happens between them and me? We both recognize that God, the same God we're talking about, is the same one that created the heavens and the earth. How many gods did it take to do that? It only took one. As long as we both believe that there's only one that did that, and we agree that one did that, that's all we're good with. It don't matter what word they use. We're talking about the same one. Okay, so the mere fact that you try to use that argument, no, the mere fact that you try to use that argument that there's different gods is ridiculous. The fact of the matter is, it only took one God to create the heavens and the earth. And if me and that guy in Saudi Arabia are talking about that one, we're talking about the same one God. Okay, real simple, buddy.
Okay, may I reply?
What's Johnny doing here? I'm the only John in here.
Rocco.
What the hell is that?
Hey, Rocco. So,
Give it a second. I see we got some new people. Hold on, CM. We got some new people on stage. So go ahead, John. See on your mic is hot, bro. But yeah, Johnny, you got the floor, and then we'll go from there.
I just wanted to ask Rocco and Ray a real quick question. If you guys are married, or if Rocco's your lawyer,
No.
Because you
Why are you worried about? Why?
Well,
so me, Claude, and Rocco, yeah, we do move as a team.
Yeah, okay, that's all.
All right.
But I'm not worried.
You are a PhD white Edomites.
I'm not worried about it. I just wanted to ask you about it. So, thanks.
May I reply, Rocco?
A white devil.
Hold on.
I want to reply to Rocco.
Yeah, I got a question, bro. Hold on. I just want to get the new people in the room. Hold hold on, everybody. I just want to get some new people on the stage. I see they coming up. So I got you, Mind Virus. I just want some new people in here. Let's see who's in here. CM, you wanted to say something, bro? Okay, I guess he's busy. Steve, go ahead. You got the floor.
Oh, yeah. I had a question for Rocco. If things are so simple that you all want to believe in that one God, would you convert to Islam tomorrow, Rocco? Or would you let the Muslims convert to Christianity? I mean, what would you prefer?
Islam yesterday.
Oh, so you're only Muslim?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Been Muslim for now, at this point, most of my life.
Awesome. So, because Christians believe in the same God that you do, why don't you convert to Christianity and start believing in Jesus Christ?
Well, the problem is, I don't believe that Jesus is God, right? I believe that God created Jesus, the Messiah, the Son of Mary, right? We both acknowledge that, Christians and the Muslims, right? But I know that God is the one who created all of this, right? Everything that is created, right, that was a human being on earth, God created it, right? And we all bear witness to that. So you asking me about why don't I worship other than God when I'm clearly telling you I worship God is kind of an irrelevant question.
Well, it's relevant because the Christians think you're going to hell, Rocco.
Maybe the Trinitarians think I'm going to hell, but there are Christians who do not.
Every Christian. Every Christian
who do not worship Jesus, and every Christian is not.
No, there's no.
But check this
That's
out.
why they call them Christ. That's why they call them Christians.
But check this out. No, what I'm saying is, right, at the end of the day, right, we know we're not wrong on the basis of there's no God but God, right? The one that created Jesus. You don't have a verse in the Bible that support Jesus being God, not one verse, okay?
Well, I know you are wrong.
This is why you can have 10 people read the Bible and come up with totally different things about who God is, okay? So we don't want to go there. There's only one God, and it's not Jesus. Per Bible.
Don't preach.
Well,
Per
they
Bible.
think you're wrong.
Per Bible.
They think you're
My
wrong.
name is Tim Down, and this is what I like to say about this. What I feel like is Jesus' name was more common than what we think it was. Because if you look and you Google the first slave ship, it's called Jesus of Nabec. Now, why the hell would they call the first slave ship Jesus if Jesus is what we know as in God would be Jesus? Why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? And the history between when they say we first came to America is to be slave, and when the book of King James was written, all this, if you look at the time, it just don't match up. But all I'm gonna say is y'all continue though.
Yeah.
What are we suddenly talking about?
What I'm talking about.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Low IQ Dumb People here on Clown House Talking About Nothing. This is the Dr. Benji Barbecue Super Roast. Welcome, everyone, to Low IQ Dumb People Talking About Nothing!
Respect me.
Y'all really gonna pay?
Yeah, we already been paying.
Jigsaw.
Can somebody pass me some coleslaw and a Miller High Life with some orange juice, please?
Oh, shout out to my buddy Jigsaw in the building. Shout out to my buddy Jigsaw in the building. He does have his cameras on.
Yeah, this is potato salad with raisins in it.
Hold on, Rocco. I just want to shout out my brother Jigsaw. He does have cameras on for the game, so keep it interesting. But who's next though?
Me, bro.
Dr. John. Yeah, Dr. John, it's okay, Dr. John. Hold on. I want to get some new people in for the game. The cameras is on. Okay, Jay is on stage. Jay, you can say something to the title, my love, if you want to, and we'll move on from there and let the Muslims go speak today.
I'm just here to observe, King.
Okay, you're just here to observe. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, Rocco, you want to go back in, brother? You got it, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
Okay, Ray, do you want to get back in? Oh, he wants to say something. Go ahead, honey.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
Let that doctor up in it, man.
Okay, go ahead, doctor. Nobody else wants to speak right now. You got the floor, bro.
Okay. Now this is gonna blow your fool's mind, all right?
You're starting off bad. You're starting off bad, man.
Just wait. I'm just kidding. But seriously though,
in the Bible, it does talk about like how there's going to be this alliance that's formed against, against Israel. Talks about Gog and Magog coalition. You guys ever heard of that shit? It's pretty wild. It's pretty strikingly accurate.
No, never.
Yo. Just shut up, bro. I'm a doctor. You gotta show doctors respect. Right? We might work on you one day. Alright? We might work on you.
This man is not very funny.
Alright, shut up. So anyway, the Gog and Magog coalition, it talks about this this coalition that's going to be forming against Israel, and they're actually and so Magog is actually Russia, and it talks about Iran, which is Persia, it talks about Gomor, Togarmah, Meshtaq, which is Turkey, and it talks about the Kush, which is the Sudan and Libya, and like some other Asian, states and stuff. But it basically mentions these, countries are going to be forming against Israel, and like you look, like Turkey's cozying up to Russia right now. You understand? Like Turkey, like these alliances that are forming against Israel are friends today. What a coincidence. This Bible that tells such lies and was made so long ago, made by him, and what a coincidence. So it actually does mention these alliances, and they really are working, man, like against Israel today. So laugh at it you want. They even said that Israel was going to be a homeland again, was going to be a country. And you could have laughed at that shit until 1948 when that motherfucker became a country. So guess what, bitches? We'll laugh at that shit. That Bible is accurate.
Wait,
tell the truth.
Okay, doctor, hold on. I got you. Doctor, give me for a little minute so you won't feel like I'm just clocking it.
You mean a place where people actually became a country? Wow!
Okay, 10 Dawn, you want to say something?
Israel.
They don't want me. Yeah. I'm gonna just listen, man. Cause you know what I mean. You talking about everything. Yeah, I understand certain stuff might be accurate, but all this shit that y'all claim to have been going
just
on
a coincidence, right? Yeah.
Listen, what I'm saying. It's a coincidence. Cause to me, it's all white people shit going on, man. I'm talking about with all these different countries.
Yeah, what are the chances? It's a coincidence.
No, listen what I'm saying. I ain't trying to be racist or none of that shit, bro. But what I'm trying to tell you is, bro, we as black people, we ain't got shit to do with that, bro. Other than what I'm trying to say, when I was trying to say what I was saying, bro, around the same time King James wrote the Bible, they had the first slave ship was called Jesus, bro. Look it up.
What's your point, man?
What the fuck I'm saying is, goddamn, the first slave ship was called Jesus around the time.
The point is that it doesn't include black people explicitly, so you don't need to believe in it.
Nah, the hell with that, bro. I'm gonna believe in God, bro, and that's what it is, bro.
I repent.
You know what I'm saying? I don't believe God sent no man down here just to be.
Dude, what are you talking about? I don't understand you.
You cut me off, bro.
Listen, 10 down. He didn't send them just to die. That's the Christian narrative. That's the
Hallelujah.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all go.
Man, you Americans are sometimes like unintelligible. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry.
That sounds like comprehension. Unintelligible means you can't understand the words, and well, we're saying the words quite clearly. Whether or not you comprehend them, that's your problem.
What's he talking about? The
lawyering him.
Well, okay, what is the prominence of the first slave ship called Jesus? Like, what is that?
Well, I'm gonna say it like this. I don't believe it was a bunch of slave ships. I believe I believe the slave ship story was a lie told to try and hide our true identity. If you really want to get into it.
Man, your
ancestors are rolling in the fucking grave. This is the part y'all hate right here.
Everyone knows.
Dude, your ancestors
y'all want to know when World War I really started? It started when all them European countries invaded America. and they started to displace the indigenous American and try to erase his history. You know what I'm saying? They came from Spain, they came from England, they came from France, they came from Russia, they got Alaska back then, you know what I'm saying? The French and them, they got Louisiana and all of that up there, and then, you know what I'm saying, the Mexicans, them, they already had Texas, that was already Mexico, right? And then, you know, Spaniard, he tried to come and take the southeastern coast of the U.S., and England, man, he came to the northeastern coast of the United States, right? We know this was the original World War I, right? And this World War took over 200 some odd years to go before us indigenous people finally surrendered. And then there was enslavement, right? You want to talk about bringing slave ships from Africa to the U.S.? The U.S. didn't have that kind of money to build them kind of ships to carry such large cargo. Nobody was carrying that much cargo at that time. And what kind of sense would it make to carry people across the ocean without food or drink across the ocean for months at a time? Do you think they're going to survive? I mean, I know y'all think highly of us and think we can do a whole lot.
Allegedly, people here already.
Right.
I didn't know the U.S. existed at that time.
Well, America, whatever you want to call it, the colony.
I didn't know America.
They didn't have none of that money.
But let's talk about.
Let's get back to God.
Let's talk about.
Yeah, that one you didn't.
So at the end of the day, right?
You don't know what you said. That's
at the end of the day, right? We ought to believe in just the one God. The one God created the universe,
talk about
right?
The throne in heaven.
The God created man, and He created man to follow His laws. He created man to be tested, right? And see, one thing we know
you don't follow His laws.
Is the first man He created was of black mud and clay. The first man He created was Adam. Adam was made of black mud.
But you don't follow His laws. What are His laws?
We have that very vivid description in the Quran, right?
But what is His laws though? You say you follow His laws.
So His laws. This is the most important law right here, right? The most important law is that you are not to place any idols beside God, right? You are not to worship any God beside God. See, Johnny doesn't want to talk. Johnny wants to interrupt that. Johnny's angry right now.
Let's talk about the colonizers.
Rocco, why is there a throne?
Let's talk about the colonizer. As you can see, the colonizer is quite angry right now. He can't be quiet. He wants to divert from the fact that he wanted to bring his idolatrous idol to the people, and they've tricked the people with their idols. You know what I'm saying? They gave you a white Jesus, and they told you to worship a white Jesus. This is what they did. They put a white Jesus in front of you, and they said, "This is God," right? And they put this white man in front of you and told you this is God. When God does not have a face, or He's not that we know of, we've never seen His face. And if Jesus was God, and He walked across among the people, then you're making God a liar, even in the Bible, because in the Bible it says that no man will see God and live, right? No man will see God and live. So now, when you try to make Jesus God, having walked amongst the people, you just made a lie. You just made a liar out of God.
You're gonna let this guy do this.
He hates it, though. Look at it. Look how angry he is. I love stepping on colonizer neck. I love stepping the colonizer neck. You know what? I'm a Creek Indian. You know what my favorite task to do is to scalp a colonizer. I want to take your scalp off. Yeah. I want give me my hatchet. I take a scalp off this colonizer.
Are you hard for that?
Yeah, I'll take a scalp off this colonizer right now. Yeah. Real Muskogee Indian right here. Real one
I want to ask Rocco a question. Hang on, Rocco Bigot. Rocco, do you know that the entire planet was colonized?
And this God claim is just a claim, bro.
Colonized by what, Johnny?
Wait, colonized by what? What do you mean by what?
What do you mean, Johnny? What was the planet colonized by, Johnny?
What do you mean by whom? We all come from Africa, my friend.
Yeah, okay. You come from Africa. What part of Africa?
Yeah, we all come from Africa.
What part of Africa?
The plains of Africa. When we stood upright, we came out of the trees and we stood upright.
We came out of the trees.
Homo habilis.
He believed he was a damn monkey.
No, there's no monkey.
Yeah, he was a caveman.
No. See, we have all the evidence on our side.
So you believe you was a monkey?
Nonsense. You believe
You believe you was a monkey?
No, we don't believe we were
Ignore the hair on the back of your
What were you?
You ignore your tailbone. All of these things are written.
You still grow a tail. You grow a tail.
You guys are stupid.
I don't grow tails.
Too stupid to understand. So you just deserve being yelled at. You deserve to be yelled at. What you need to understand is
How mad they get.
paleontology. You need to understand history, biology, all the things that have eluded you.
You people get quite
Your
angry.
ignorant, silly storybooks. All of the actual science and history that has eluded you. Instead of your stupid, silly books. You need to get some education.
Let me tell you something, Johnny.
That's your problem. You're a person who's bad,
Johnny?
no education.
Anyway, right, let me tell you something, Johnny. Here's a book right here. Let me tell you about lack of education, Johnny. First, you know what I'm saying? The books you read, you gotta stop reading them books from the trash in the trailer. You know what I'm saying, Johnny? That's the first thing.
Laughing in the background. Woman, go have a camel.
Johnny.
Go have a camel.
Hey, Johnny. Hey, caveman, listen.
Who's a caveman?
You, caveman, listen.
You're a caveman.
Colonizer caveman, please be quiet.
You're a caveman.
Caveman, Neanderthal man, please be quiet. Neanderthal, please be quiet.
No.
You see, look at him. Look how he behaves like a Neanderthal. I say be quiet. No.
We're Homo sapiens.
Neanderthal, please.
This is how stupid you are.
Neanderthal, please.
is a different species.
Neanderthal, please.
He knows that. That's why he's calling you.
You're a Neanderthal. No, I'm sorry. You're a Neanderthal. Did I say caveman? I mean Neanderthal. They're the same thing, right? Caveman and Neanderthal is the same thing, right?
Rocco.
Okay, so I'm calling you wannabe. Now you're two.
Get back to the God claim.
So listen, please. Encino man, please be quiet. I didn't ask you either.
Fuck you, bigot.
Fuck you, bigot. Fuck you, bigot.
Please be quiet, Encino man.
Fuck you, bigot.
I didn't ask
you, dumbass bigot.
I know you're mad, Encino man, but please.
Fuck you, bigot. That's why you got his insults. Right?
I'm having fun right now. These ain't insults. These is jokes. It's just comedy.
Hey, Benji,
be entertained. Don't you like entertainment, white man? Be entertained. Just laugh it off.
Good room.
Listen.
Black man. What up, black man?
Yes, thank you.
White man, black man, white man, black man. How stupid is that?
Hey, shut the hell up, man. You look
Hey, shut the hell up, man. No.
Shut up.
Get back on the God claim.
Motherfucker, you look 70 years old and sound 17, man. Get your ass
Get back on the God claim, right? You guys want to claim God actually exists, right? What is it you have to back that claim up?
Okay, you ready? I got one for you. You ready?
All
right, don't get mad. Y'all like science, right? You like science. You claim y'all love science, right? Here's the scientific fact for you. You can't move.
No, we don't like science, man.
I'm gonna read this to you. Science is something you people claim you can verify.
No. We don't like science, dude. You're talking into a computer, idiot.
Okay, well here, type this into the computer. Type this into the computer. Do the unbelievers not realize that the heaven and the earth used to be one solid mass?
He drives a car, turns on lights, and uses a computer. You fucking moron.
All right. Are you okay?
So Rocco, science understands and comports with the natural world around us. Science is not.
Okay, science is an inanimate object. Science is not a person.
I'm still talking, Rocco. I didn't say science was a person, right?
So how are you giving science this power?
Hang on, Rocco. Science, the using scientific method has nothing to do with supernatural claims.
Guys, Ray, just let me know 7 short or whatever.
Okay, thank you. You said science says, okay, thank you. So I'm gonna read this verse now. I see refuge with Allah. Rahi, please be quiet.
What are you?
I'm gonna read this verse real quick.
No.
Listen. I'm gonna give you my proof, right? You asked for the proof, didn't you? Are you scared? Or you just want to yell?
I'm just gonna talk into the fucking mic. I'm not gonna let you read.
Look how angry the devil is.
Dumbass, I'm not gonna let you read your stupid shit.
The devil's descend.
You dumbass motherfucker.
Shall I inform you upon
Get some education, dummy.
The devil's descend?
Get some education.
Look how the word of God stirs him up.
Get some education.
I got plenty, Johnny.
No, you don't have shit.
Johnny. Put down the bush. Put down the bush or the natural life, whatever it is you're drinking. No, you're drinking cheap beer. You drink cheap beer. You drinking Milwaukee Best. You drinking Milwaukee Best. Johnny, put the Milwaukee Best down, bro.
Johnny doesn't
Stop drinking it. That Milwaukee Best got you messed up,
Where
Johnny.
liars go? Liars go to the lake of fire. You're going to the lake
Johnny,
of fire, liar.
Johnny, are you afraid? Are you afraid of the
Where
message?
that's at?
Johnny's
Where's
afraid
that
of the
at in the
message.
Bible? Where's that at in the Bible?
Johnny's afraid of the message. Look, I'm gonna let you finish off your six-pack. Or your Milwaukee Best. Drink it up, man. That's all you got to do, Johnny.
Lake of fire. Hands on fire. Liar, liar. Going to the lake of fire.
Planning is their weakness. Just ask them for their plans. They might divulge it.
This is ridiculous at this point.
Isn't it, Rocco? Try to read that verse now. Try to read that verse now.
Look at
dummy. Hey, big dummy.
Johnny's having a meltdown.
Fred Sanford.
Look, do you see how angry he is?
Oh, I'm terribly angry.
Johnny is a fire right now.
Rocco.
Johnny ripping wax on the floor. Johnny, you're melting. Johnny, you're gonna melt. You're gonna melt to a little white puddle on the floor, Johnny.
What am I?
You're gonna be candle wax, Johnny.
Oh, I'm candle
Johnny,
wax.
what are you
I'm
doing?
melting.
Johnny, listen to him.
Like
Look at
candle
him.
wax.
I told you, he's melting.
I told you. He told us.
Dearest
Hey, Rocco.
Ray, you remember that sword you were once mentioning? You know,
Rocco.
I don't know. Ask your mom. Ask your mom after she.
My mom's dead. You'll have to go
She knew a lot about stupid, right?
Hey, liar.
I'm sure she felt stupid after she gave birth to you. Cause where's your dad
Your
now?
pants are on fire. Lake of
Motherfucker.
fire. You want to talk some more? Hey, let's talk about the golden throne. Hey, did God design the golden throne, you think? God's up in heaven. Hey, I need a throne. You think he designed it? Hey, I need some rubies and diamonds in that motherfucker.
Hey, somebody get a screwdriver to trigger stuff.
Thinking there's a goddamn throne in heaven. You idiot.
So Rocco, Ray, Claude, like
The
as per
trigger is
discussion
stuck.
this morning, it's 4 sections,
I'll
4 slices
back up.
exactly, and you prop them up with an electrolyte. Copy? Surah Maida, ayat number 33, Rocco. If you don't mind reading it, thank you.
No, you got it, Raheem. Whatever you doing, you got that. You drive.
Hello, Dr. Benji. Can you put me back in the queue, please?
So I wanted to read this verse, though. I did want to read
There's
this
nothing
verse.
inhumane about this. Please understand. Like, we're not
Ronnie,
doing it.
please.
Welcome back, everyone, to Dr. Benji's Barbecue, where people are self-roasting and fully immolating for your enjoyment. This is a low IQ vibration, stupid room full of dumb people talking about nothing, wasting all their time. Thank you all very little for coming. We'll call you, don't call us. Enjoy.
Rocco's party. We're having a party for Rocco.
With all the Canadian
Oh, I'm the guest of honor. This is magnificent.
You are the guest
Praise
of
be to
honor.
Allah, Lord of the universe.
I am Lord of the universe.
No.
I'm
you're
also Lord.
You're a Neanderthal.
I'm
Remember,
Lord of
you're a
the
caveman.
Neanderthal.
Neanderthal. Say it
so,
with
like,
me.
ashamed of
Neanderthal.
This makes it clear. This is what happens.
Learn how to say it. Neanderthal.
For a long time.
Neanderthal.
Not balls. Come on.
Johnny, you don't know how to say it. You ain't got no flavor, Johnny. That's that white man syndrome. You ain't got no
I'm
flavor.
not a white man.
I'm not a white man.
Paper is white.
I'm real white.
Yeah, what?
Okay, the pink man. My bad.
Yeah,
I'm
what
sorry,
are you?
the pink
Wait,
man.
what are you? Are you a chocolate girl?
I'm a chocolate girl.
Just, being here at this particular junction. Was not expecting it, so very welcome relief. Thank you very much. Please take over at any time. I'll turn off the volume as soon as one of you guys get the mic.
Who the hell is that?
Welcome back, everybody, to the Super Barbecue Party by our mega host, Dr. Benji, who has put together this intimate little self-roast. All the theists and atheists on the stage, welcome again to Dr. Benji's Super Barbecue Roast, where self-immolation is the standard and the norm. God bless you all. Health, wealth, love, peace of mind, happiness, and strength. Can someone pass me the coleslaw and maybe a Miller High Life with some orange juice, please?
I don't know, Saving
I love
Private
that
Ryan,
voice, Doctor. I love it.
Israel Mission, I guess. You know the Munich movie with Eric Bana?
Well, you out of space,
for example.
out of space,
Date with it.
Sound like you up in the space line and up there with the damn asteroids and shit.
Hey, Rocco, you want to talk some more? Let's talk about the golden throne. Let's talk about the golden throne, Rocco. Come on.
Is JCC still here, ladies and gentlemen?
Why the hell would the ruler of the universe need a golden throne to sit his ass on? You're talking about a pompous look.
Where's everybody?
Who said anything about a golden crown, Johnny boy?
I need a crown. You know,
Johnny. Johnny, you're making stories up. There's nothing mentioning golden throne.
Johnny is hilarious.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you. I'm glad someone appreciates. I'm working hard.
Like when you're just gonna suddenly show up and like slice them or what?
Johnny smokes a lot of meth, I can tell.
Johnny doesn't smoke meth. Johnny has fun with dummies.
Johnny likes that glass.
Johnny has fun with stupid people.
Johnny loves that glass. I know it, Johnny.
Johnny doesn't.
I know it.
All right, everybody, as we wind up the barbecue, you've all been such excellent guests, aka Dinner for Schmucks. It's not just a barbecue and a self-roast, it's really Dinner for Schmucks. Benji thinks he's Jigsaw, the riddle master, the puppet master, but truly, who is the puppet master of the puppet masters?
Pulling the strings. Meaning he sounds like one of those pigs who built a house made of straw.
In the game.
Except the brick pig might not save this pig's butt. That means it'll be a nice meal for whichever wolf wants to get at that particular atheist out there to speak in API language. HTTPS : // HTTPS www World Wide Web dot first name last name .ca Rahid Alvi. Look it up. API speak complete. Over to you, Ray, Rocco, Claude, whatever. Have at it. Open season, like I said. I mean, like the Quran says, not me, as you know, as Habib will always keep saying, oh, the Quran says it, Allah says it, etc., etc. That's standing by. At the moment I can offer my MP3, which is...
Welcome back, everybody, to the barbecue, to the self-roast, where individuals here are immolating themselves for your entertainment. Chicken, bacon, prime beef, ribs, we have it all, ladies and gentlemen. Can somebody pass me a lemonade with some vodka and some coleslaw, please?
I'm gonna need some teriyaki sauce.
I have allergies to niggeritis.
Hey, waiter, bring some more croutons for all this word salad I've got over here.
People are sleeping in the afternoon and in the night, and they got struck by like winds and other catastrophes. I think it's around 10. I don't know, Rocco, Ray, or Claude, somebody one of those.
Excuse me, garçon or maitre d', can you pass me the croutons?
Yeah, you can try, buddy. Krypton's only for Superman, who's a fictional character who wears his underwear outside his pants, so fuck off.
Well, I just gotta say, out of all the world's religions, Islam is definitely the most pedophilic, the most terroristic, the lowest IQ, and the worst of all the world's religions. Why Islam and Muslims and Muhammad and Allah take the worst peace prize? I don't know. It's my opinion. But opinions that aren't very good, it's like having a nose and picking it.
Mr. Wisdom, Doctor,
yeah,
hello.
None of that you said.
Doctor, whatever variety, whichever university you graduated from. John Hopkins, perhaps?
Doctor, where do you get, well, I could say the same about,
I got the links. I can put all the pedophilic stuff about having sex with underage girls straight from the faith. It's a conquest, militaristic faith of conquest and victory and war and death and chaos and pedophiles and raping women and making babies and being pedophiles and having huge families for conquest and war and victory. It is a psychotic religion of pedophiles and warriors dedicated to conquest. It's a sick, ridiculous religion and program.
White stinking man.
World War II, the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, the French and Indian War, white man on top of white man.
Right.
White man on top of white man.
To you,
started
peace
all
from the
these wars.
source of peace to general public.
Right.
And
Not right now,
source of
right?
terror. to the devils.
Not right now, right?
Yeah, go ahead, Ms. Ray, go ahead.
Ray, let me explain the difference to you. See, Islam is a religion.
I know the difference.
It's not. Well,
I know the difference. Not one person on this stage would be able to show me. Right.
Islam is it's not an ethnicity.
You know, these choice pork chops.
Nobody needs your education, sir.
Yeah, you do.
No. You can't tell anybody here anything about Islam. I guarantee you that.
Hello, is there a Charles?
You don't know about Islam. When did you read the Quran, Johnny? When did you read the Quran, Johnny?
Or as
When did you read the Quran, Johnny? Let's see if you're a liar or not. When did you read the Quran? Sounds like I'm already finding out you're a liar, Johnny.
Islam is the
Look how fast it took. Took me no time. You never read the Quran.
Abomination of humankind.
Oh, it is it?
No.
Rocco, I'm just saying.
Hey, you know angels are recording everything you say, Johnny. You know that, right?
Angels?
Oh, yeah.
What angels? Hey, wait, show me an angel. Rocco, where's an angel at, Rocco?
You'll see. You'll see,
Show
Johnny.
me an angel.
Johnny, you'll see this. You'll see this again when it comes back. When it comes back again, you'll see it. You'll see then, Johnny. When it comes back, Johnny, you'll see then.
Reminder.
I'm glad you asked, though.
Johnny,
when it's time to die, Rahi, please be quiet.
Isn't it terrible that all you have is a bunch of
Hey, Johnny.
bags, empty plates?
When it's time to die, Johnny,
When
you'll
it's
see the
time to
angels
die,
then. You'll
when it's time to
feel
die, you're
the
going to
angels then,
Valhalla.
Johnny, when it's time to
Valhalla
die,
will take
you'll
in,
see and you'll
you will
feel
be
it
a
then,
great warrior
Johnny.
in Valhalla.
You want to
will
see
Rocco.
You want to
You will
see the
see
angels
great
bad,
God,
don't you, Johnny?
Odin.
Johnny,
When the angel comes to you, Johnny,
Odin, and
the
Odin
whole
will take
matter
you to
is
the
gonna be
land
settled,
of
Johnny.
Valhalla.
We have serious conversations.
Johnny.
You have to stop telling me
all
about
this useless running
make-believe
around.
characters if we're going to have serious conversations.
Instead of enjoying your staycation on Earth.
Rahi, please be quiet, bruh. Like, please.
Johnny.
Yeah, right here, you may have to go down,
I
bro.
like the way that sounds. Johnny John. I might call myself Johnny.
Right.
You can call yourself John Paul, Brother Alfonso, Pope Francis,
you in the goddamn UFO right now.
Whatever the next iteration of that idiot is. Go ahead. Pontificate a little bit more for us if you can, and we will slice you. 4 bold incisions.
Oh, wait. Slice me
amputate
up,
your
my
arms,
friend. Hey,
amputate your
I've got
limbs,
one you
and then
can
fill
slice
you up
me
with
up on.
electrolytes. Would you like that? Yes or no?
Have God say hello, Rahi. Slice me up on that
Shalom,
one, big guy.
David style, Muhammad style.
Hey, God, where are you at? God, where are you?
You are a joke.
God, are you here? God! No God, dummy.
You're not screaming loud enough, Bo.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to scream louder.
No, I'm whispering.
No, you don't.
Wow, Johnny, we're gonna have to witness this, Johnny.
Yeah, witness.
Yeah, man. We're gonna play drums
How
with
does
you.
it feel?
Percussion.
An empty
With
bag
knives,
of
perhaps, beating on your head.
nonsensical flames. How does that feel?
Yeah.
It feels like
See, that's the real
vindication
sound,
on the day of
like when that
resurrection.
bass play.
Very
You know, when that
It feels like vindication on the day of resurrection, Johnny.
Oh, vindication.
Yes.
What is that going to be?
You know, have you watched Manimal? Who's this guy? Johnny, I guess.
You'll see, Johnny.
I'll see. Oh, the empty threats. You'll
Rahi,
see.
please be quiet.
Johnny, you're gonna see when you die.
Allah, please.
No, not the Mulder.
Fucking
Forget it.
morons.
The Julian Anderson. Have you seen her with her?
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
Oh, it's okay, Rocco. I mean, the
A'udhu
shaitan
billahi
makes
minash
sense.
shaitanir rajim.
Alhamdulillah, you do your
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
Boogie woogie dogga boogie. Boogie woogie abracadabra doggy woggy woogie woogie. Buggy wuggy crescent ranch. Buggy wuggy soap balls.
Hey, Johnny.
Boogity woogity woogity
Johnny.
woogity.
That which you beset will come back and mock
I
you.
said, all
Johnny.
you kiss from Texas.
I mean, that which you mock will come back and beset
All
you.
you kiss from Texas.
Everything, y'all, everybody look at Johnny.
This is so
I'm not proud of your wrong.
It is. Everybody look at Johnny.
High
Remember Johnny.
in the
You're gonna see Johnny again on the day of resurrection.
Alima, it's like a
Really put you
steer.
in the groove. Have you heard?
Steer from
What
It's
is
Alima.
Johnny. Johnny, you gotta pay for all this, Johnny. It's not free.
Thank you.
Like the most, like you cannot imagine how
You gotta pay
grand
for it, Johnny.
honor it is. You know, of Aliman Hakima, the knowledgeable, the wise, who said Yasin wal Quran al Hakim, Yasin and the Quran of wisdom. So just 2 ayat. Let's finish them off, Ray or Rocco. Claude even, I don't know, with a butter
Does
knife.
anybody know what the wild man is?
This has been the
Where did the wild man come from? Have y'all ever heard of the wild man?
This has been the funniest shit.
Have y'all ever heard of the wild man?
In a very long time.
Johnny's gonna get mad. Johnny doesn't want to talk about the wild man.
Woo!
Y'all know about the wild man of Europe? Well, y'all know about the wild man?
Not yet, probably Neanderthals.
No, I'll put it like this.
Rolex watches, jet plane flying, Cadillac riding, bitch loving. Whoa, what's causing all this? What's causing all this, baby? Woo!
Please enjoy the WebRTC, which is
as you can see, right, the wild man is
unhinged. That's my domain for the moment. That's it. I'm not.
The wild man is very hairy, right?
The evil guy.
And he's uncouth. He's very much related to a Neanderthal or a bear or a wolf or something. I don't know what the hell it is.
Goodbye. Safe travels, everybody.
Peace.
Ray,
Biologist doesn't know what the hell it is. Rocco, the biologist doesn't know what the hell it is.
Alright, goodbye, guys.
To a wolf or a slug or a fucking bird. I don't know. But I'm Rocco, the educated biologist.
Damn, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right, he on that goddamn Chris Smith, boy.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
From me to you, Rocco, Ray, and others.
Damn.
And the devils and all that.
This is crazy.
Nicely. The sentence has already taken effect. That's the good news. It's already taken effect.
I think I'll whoop that ass good enough. Now, have God show up. Somebody have God come on in.
Goodbye. Good news.
Come on in, God. Where you at? Come on down now.
That's the menu stuff. Goodbye.
Stupid motherfucker.
Great menu, of course. Salsa-Bill, by the way.
You know what's crazy? That was just a prophecy in the Quran fulfilled right there.
Yep. He don't know it, though. Yep. See, God says...
You mean Ric Flair is in the Quran? Woo!
Yeah, mocking. It's just disrespectful.
Let me let you two Muslims in on something. Did you know that you're not supposed to be around people that mock your religion, lest you be treated like them in hell? So you two better fucking get the hell out of here, you dummies!
Just turning off my screen.
Is that what you're attempting to do? Is that why you're behaving like the white Neanderthal that you are? You're trying to run us out of here, Neanderthal. You see,
let's try
this is the behavior.
Hold on, Rocco. Hold on, Rocco. Yo, right. Hold on, Johnny. I gave y'all like 10 minutes of destruction. Right. You got one more time, Robbie. You got one more time. I'm really tired of it. But I gave y'all 10 minutes of destruction. Let's try to move on now. The game is getting interesting, so I want to continue back to it.
Okay, so destroy that ass.
Johnny, it's over. It's okay. But let me see. So a Christian said in the chat, Jesus is God Almighty. To the Muslims, explain to her why that's incorrect.
Well, tell her come up before we do.
Okay, perfect. Living for Jesus, they would love for you to come up to give you some clarification of why that's incorrect. Until then, we'll wait. I think she won't do it, though. Usually, they just feel like it's their truth, not the truth. Let's see. Oh, she said what she said, so she doesn't want to be challenged. Okay.
Miss Ray, are you still here? Rocco, you still here? Claude, you still here? Let's double check.
Oh, my God. Go ahead.
Roll call. Excuse me. Mr. whoever receptionist are.
What do you want to say, Ronnie?
I'm speaking with Ray, or Rocco, or Claude. Primarily, Quran Furqan, that's the domain of Discord. I don't know if you understand it, Benji, but that's it. Having said that, Ms. Ray, Rocco, just I wanted to send you a quick dispatch, which is good news, actually. I don't know, this reception distracted me. I apologize. I'll come back with it momentarily. God willing. Alaikum assalam. Yeah, carry on. Just keep me posted on the progress and score and everything. Whatever your metric is.
Thank you. Does anybody want to respond to him?
Example, Ray,
put me in the queue, Dr. Benji. I'd love to get put in the queue. Thanks, Dr. Benji. Put me in the queue.
There's corporate stuff here. What are you talking about? I'm from Canada. I don't know what you guys.
Larry, That's enough. What you said, Dr. Wisdom?
You're slurring. It's Rahi.
Yeah, I said put me in the queue after Dr. Rahi is complete.
He won't stop talking. But go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, so basically what we've learned here today is that the now is all important, and the now is all there really is. Because all the memories and encoding that happens at the genetic level in your brain with all the bullshit you listen to on this app, it's all in the past. Right now, it doesn't necessarily exist. But how can you cleanse your mind of all the bullshit? Well, take a deep breath. Maybe you should try to read a book, go to the gym, have a nice dinner. I don't know, maybe throw a barbecue, have some bacon, have some steak, have some ribs, maybe some corn on the cob. Thanks, Dr. Benji, for such an incredible barbecue party. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, it's all about it again. They got a little quiet now, so anybody got the floor, whoever wants to speak.
It's a barbecue, you know? I'm live streaming this. I mean, the Puppet Master has a Puppet Master. There's Puppet Master, Puppet Master, Puppet Master. Sorry, go ahead. I'm complete.
Rocco, read what you was about to read when Johnny was.
Yep. All right. So let's go right here.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Oh, they laughed.
Yeah, they usually kick me out their room, so I really don't care if they laugh or not. But 10 Don, go ahead, bro. You got the floor.
No, I just came down.
10 down. I'm sorry.
But hey, I'm gonna say this. It don't matter what it is. I still love everybody. I don't give a damn what color he is. You know what I'm saying? If I said something wrong in offending anybody, that's just what I believe in. You feel me?
Perfect.
So you believe in love, technically, like Michael Jackson when he says L-O-V-E.
Benji, they came in to take over your room and railroad it and turn it into a preaching spot, and I just wanted to deter.
Oh, that's a part of the game. You can do whatever you feel.
Right.
But I sit back.
You notice how I slowed their roll, and now they're gone.
Yeah, I sit back and relax while y'all do what y'all do. I don't get
Yeah,
involved.
we're organizing over here while everybody uses all their energy for nothing. We're over here more highly organized than before.
Most definitely. I get more organized.
My bad.
Go ahead, you got a question, bro? You got it.
Yeah, Doc, what's up with the coleslaw and the barbecue, though, man?
I'm just telling you, it's a barbecue party where people come here to cook themselves. Too many cooks.
Yep. He looks at it as a barbecue. I look at it as a game. And all of you are a part of it. Right.
It's a game. It's a word game, and that is maybe the ultimate conclusion: is that people are technically on this app doing rhetoric, and it's not well advised to do this. This is really not good advice to come to this app.
Their beliefs, and they don't even say it. It's a word game about their beliefs just to be proven right, and so to speak, generally. So I sit here, and it gets real hectic. Egos clash, and I just relax, man, and observe. Be the jigsaw.
Yeah, but I mean, you do all the organizing for me, and you took all my work away. I mean, what am I gonna do now?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, you'll find out later. Never mind.
Man, just stick to your commercials, man.
Oh, you'll find out later.
Yeah, man, I'm here, man. You can just sit back and relax the jigsaw, do what he do. It's like be in the audience. Just relax and come in when you feel doctor.
Well, I feel I've taken over the vibe of the room, and I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. You were the last man standing. All that it means you survived the game. You see what I just don't see, and you made it up to winner. hopefully, the game always continues. It doesn't stop. Just need a new room.
Play the game. Don't let the game play you.
We just need a new room. Yo, check it. What's up, bro? What's going on, Cody? Static. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, it's time to start a new game.
What I wanna say one thing before the new game starts is that, you know, there's not a speck of dust out of place in the whole universe. And the interesting thing about language and communication is there are no mistakes technically. So, you know, it's an interesting game.
Yep, I'm about to start one in my house, so hopefully everybody can. I'll ping everybody in here. We'll get it going in there. The game continues.
The game.
Trapping pad. Trapping pad. Trapping pad. Trapping pad. Trapping pad. Trapping pad. What I tell you, man, that we ain't never going nowhere. First I go whip out the phone. If I can hit on the brick.
Try. Okay, how about this? Just try it once and get back to us. Let you know what you think.
Fine. Yeah, I will do this.
It's coming up within 2 weeks.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I've never tried it with applesauce.
You don't have to be ashamed.
How many negatives? Double negatives. I'm never too ashamed to admit that I never. That means you haven't had it.
It works.
You know, I just had dinner and I already forgot I had dinner. I'm ready for dinner again.
Well, maybe you need to see a psychologist or a psychiatrist.
But I'm talking to a puppet already. What is the doc going to think about it when I tell him I'm talking to a puppet on the internet?
He's going to think you're... Hey, he'll say, have you been to Clubhouse? I have a room on Clubhouse. Or she would say that.
No, you can't do both. That's why no.
I know a psychologist, and she's a lesbian, and she deals with a lot of young people, but she's so radically far left. I don't understand how these mental health therapists can help young people when they themselves are so far radically left.
Like, define radically left.
That they want revolution and they're hardcore lesbians and they're fat.
Oh my God.
I mean, their mantra is resist, fight, resist, fight. But that's not a mantra. They're not in the military. They're fighting a war that there's no war. Make it make sense.
Yakov, I put a new PTR just for you.
Oh,
a little disappointed.
I don't have my glasses on. I'm really tired of it. $200 per friend or $200 in total?
No, you tell me. What do you think?
$200 in total. You want to dilute our worth.
Okay, thank you.
At least that's the way I think you meant it.
Okay.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to be.
See, whenever there's things that are open to multiple interpretation, my brain goes haywire.
So if you have the chance,
Have you guys ever met any Clubhouse people?
I have met three others twice. 3 others for lunch, and about 13 of us got together for dinner once.
How was the dinner?
It was at the wrong venue. I really, really didn't want to go to this venue because I knew it was going to be loud. And I didn't have a separate room, and I wanted to use it to replace with a separate room. I got overruled. So it was just hard talking to people. I can only talk to the person next to me and to the right.
Right. You don't do the mingling where you move around the table?
Yeah, we did some of that after we ate, but at that point it was several hours. I get socially fatigued after a while.
What's your max on social stuff like that? 2 hours?
Once a year.
That is.
You mean an event or the duration of the event? Duration of the event 2 hours. Number of times per year with Clubhouse members. Is that what we're in general?
Yeah, I'm in general.
The chances of you seeing this
I'm working on it with my psychiatrist, but I have this real fear of
social anxiety stuff.
Yeah, I have generalized anxiety disorder. I gotta pop calories on extra for a meeting with a large group of people, including my own family. It's really strange. It just started maybe 9 years ago. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's a switch that goes on sometimes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and you? If you ask the question, you have to be prepared for the...
Oh, well, yeah. I'm highly extroverted, believe it or not. I was super highly extroverted. And I did this tough guy thing through COVID. And I was like, I don't know what these people are talking about. And it changed me. Like, now I'm kind of more in the middle. But it is random and strange. It's unexplainable.
Very random.
Yeah, it depends on the scene.
So tell me, I don't know much about Lebanese cuisine. What dish has Lebanon brought to the world stage?
Well, I mean, we can start with tabbouleh.
Tabbouleh? Oh, that's you guys?
Yeah. I mean, well, it's hard to tell in the Middle East because it's all kind of...
Yeah, I know. That's all kind of... Everyone claims it.
Yeah.
But isn't there one that everyone would say, oh, that's Lebanese?
I would say tabbouleh. I mean, I think it's highly Lebanese. My mom told me the origin story of tabbouleh. Now, this could be a total, like, folklore, but it's quite good, and I'm going to stick with it.
Okay. It's from your mom. You can't diss her.
Exactly. So the way it goes is, back in the day, the villages used to have a well, right? Usually one well. And
before the Zionist poison.
Before the Zionist entity tried to rob us of our wells. And so the thing to do would be to go to the well at the center of the village and grab some water and then walk back home. So the women would go and they would carry the water like on their heads in this big water thing. And all the guys would be like, ooh, I mean, let's go speak to the women. So you hang out, you wait for them at the well. And so by the well, stuff would grow because there's water and parsley would be like wild parsley, And so what the women would do would be they would just sort of hang out, right?
Are these single women or married women?
Let's keep it clean. They're single women.
But you just mentioned that they're hoping to meet.
Single women, and it just became a thing to hang out by the well for a couple of hours, and no one would think anything of that. I'm going to the well, grab some water. I'll be back home in a couple of hours. And so they would, hang out, and then at one point, like they would come up with ideas like, okay, well, how do we, we're hungry, and so the idea was you make a quick salad based on what you can find by the well, and there'd be a lot of parsley, and that's how it would start, wild parsley. So that's the origin story of tabbouleh, apparently.
Okay, thank you.
Not bad. I mean, it's semi-believable.
Yeah, it's...
We also have raw beef, also known as kibbeh.
Any lamb stuff?
Oh yeah, hella lamb stuff. I mean, I guess shawarma is. I mean, that's hard, right? Because you get the Turkish with the donaires, but like our version is like less dense, I think shawarmas can be comfortably considered Lebanese too, the smaller kind. Fattoush, I believe, could be Lebanese. I'm gonna GPT this. What is, without a doubt, purely Lebanese food? Let's see what it says.
Searching. Sorry, I cannot find anything.
Okay, kibbeh.
Oh.
All right.
That's the meat on the stick?
No, kibbeh is the minced meat that's mixed with burghul. They're like little balls.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, tabbouleh. Manaish, which is like the dough with za'atar. Oh no, I'm so embarrassed to admit this mujadara, which is gross. It's like lentils. Ugh, it's the worst. Fatouche. Honorable mentions. Labneh, which is the strained yogurt. Ada, which is not, it's like ouzo, but the Lebanese kind. Wada anab, which is like the dolmades. It's like the Greek grape leaves, stuffed grape leaves. The Lebanese kind, by the way, is way better. You'll never touch the Greek kind if you have a Lebanese one. So we got some stuff.
Okay.
That's a good list.
Yeah, it's good. Thank you.
Are you arming a pager?
If you consider my insulin pump a pager. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, can you imagine if they arm those?
I mean, that would be impressive.
Yeah. I saw a picture of one of those pages, and I don't know if it was a joke or not, but it said, touch with 2 fingers. It had there were 4 buttons on the display, and it had one on the left button and one on the right button. And it was the belief. The only thing I could think of is in order to push both of those, most people would bring it closer to their eyes and look at it, like, pushing both. So it either do the hands or the hands in the eyes. Like, that's a pretty shit.
Man, you can buy anything at Costco.
Oh, you can. You can buy a casket at Costco? At least in the U.S.
Serrano ham. You can buy that at Costco.
Did you hear what I said about caskets at Costco?
Caskets?
Yeah, like caskets to, bury the dead in.
Oh, my goodness.
There was a time in New York State where I lived where you had to buy the casket from the funeral parlor. Well, of course, that's like restraint of trade, so they got rid of that. So now you can drop ship a casket to your local funeral parlor. So you can actually go into Costco, and they'll deliver it the next day to the funeral parlor. They don't have them on display. They just have like a picture of both. This is a revolution.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
I'm so mesmerized by this Serrano ham.
Do you think if the person who died was a Costco member, you could take their card for the last purchase and bring it in?
To be honest, that should be allowed.
That should be. I think so too. I think, if they were died in the wool, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Costco shop.
Yeah, I'm live right now.
Oh, dang. I might just text you about for your congressional campaign.
What was that?
I'm really excited for Congressman Kitover.
Oh, I know.
You see how you were described as a real estate professional and military veteran?
Where did it say that?
This random Twitter account posted about you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and they say you're a real estate professional and veteran. And civil servant is something I think you can play up as well. But congratulations.
and to all the listeners.
Damn, 10 minutes it only takes to file for Congress. What the fuck?
I wanted to do a YouTube video like that and get someone like you to kind of redo the process, but just kind of tee up the bank. Did I tell you? Was I okay? So I definitely. Sometimes it sounds like I'm making stuff sound like it's too easy, but was I wrong?
No, I couldn't believe it.
For Congress?
Couldn't believe it. It's like it's literally 15 minutes to file for Congress.
And was I wrong that the only complicated part was like the bank being confused? And it's easy. Just the bank's probably just was like, what the heck? Who are you? What are you doing in my office? That was the longest part, right?
Yeah, they just like they never have that type of customer come in. They're just like, what?
But the one part where you could have took it out of 2 minutes is if you would have called in advance.
I don't need to call in advance. It's 2 blocks from my house, and I already banked there. But since I banked there already, it made it a lot easier to deal with them. So, but I couldn't believe.
It's a lot easier than 15 minutes isn't the end of the world from 2
You
minutes.
don't understand. You can't call a bank and get anybody but to pick up a fucking phone at these banks. You're crazy.
No, because you're saying I want to open an account, I need to talk to someone. Because it's always one person at the bank knows this. Because there's 40,000 elected officials in Illinois. Probably that meaning like 100,000 candidates. And so they definitely have a customer or two every bank, except Chase. Chase is like no politics. Jamie Dimon.
So I had
no politics until we have the NWO. Yeah.
I had this girl on Clown House reading to me about Darren LaHood, and it's just so interesting when you have other people doing analysis on these people and like you're just creating content. Like this is like next level political warfare.
You have an opponent too.
Oh, somebody else filed?
I wouldn't attack him because he's a pro-Trump guy, and there's no need to attack him in my opinion. But you run your campaign how you want to. But Shane Bouvet is not running.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing is.
I know. I asked him to. I was asking people because I'm a free market guy.
Yeah, of course. The whole point is the whole point is the more candidates, the more content. The more content, the better.
I was thinking about it. If I wanted to buy an ad in the Chicago Tribune or sometimes, it'd probably cost $1,000 or $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
But I can run for Congress and for under like $300 unless I can essentially just get a return on investment by just running. Because you get at least one Sun-Times interview, one Chicago Tribune, Daily Herald, in the 9th district. Your district is be the same shit. It'll be 2-3 newspapers, a couple TV spots, and if you think about it, if you just paid for that to send any message like "Hey, buy my pizza," you would get a good return on investment. So that's why I want as many people to run as possible to spread their messages.
Yeah.
Psychological warfare, the good side, psychological defense to the programming out there.
So what if LaHood files to run for governor or senator?
Then that's awesome. That means he really can't handle the heat. That'd be so stupid. That means he's out of politics forever if he does that. I'll be so thrilled. I was hoping that would happen, but I'm hearing that they're not. It's like there's high level stuff going on because people are waiting to see what happens with Durbin.
So
and now JB is 100% running for re-election, and so that changes the calculus too. It sounds like he's leaning against doing it. But if he did, he'd be out of politics forever, and I would support him running for governor. He might not even win a primary. No chance in general.
It's amazing how these Congress people come out of nowhere, and they have absolutely like horrible credentials, but they're there. And then next thing you know, you're like, who are these people? Where did they come from?
And they've been there for 10 years. That's how they do it. It's not like, oh, you have to. Because they get to use the power to like just put on whatever group they need to, or whoever's mad at them.
Illinois is like the Wild West of retardation. This state is like, but just think about California and how much more dysfunctional everything is. Like,
well, those two places are the top 2 states in units of government, and that's why. It's because it's impossible to pay attention to the 10 elections in Arlington Heights, Lincolnwood, wherever. Cary, all going on tomorrow. I'll give you $5. I'll give any of your listeners $5 if they can name like 5 candidates.
Man, I saw the list. I saw the list of all the candidates, and I was like, "Holy! This goes on forever."
Well, are you showing all the candidates everywhere, or just in your area?
No, the whole Cook County campaign election thing, because
Dude, it's not just Cook County though. It's the entire state is going on tomorrow. It's wild. And there's all this important shit. And there's this one. I might work on this article. This one mayor election where it's the Republicans probably will lose to the Democrat, and the Democrat might be closet transgender. That's awesome. Like, that's wild.
Well, what about the whole Tiffany Henyard scandal? She's out, right?
She lost, yeah.
Yeah. But there's probably a lot of Tiffany Henyards out there.
No, bullshit, dude. She lost to the guy that she ran on the ticket with. That was part of all the corruption. So she didn't lose.
Oh,
They just really reshuffled.
Oh, wow.
She literally ran on the same ticket as the guy that beat her, and he was on all these nonsense township boards that funneled the money. So it's the same shit. She was just cockier.
Did you see, I don't know the name of the law firm, but Trump sued them to revoke their security clearances, and now they're suing the government.
That's awesome.
They're the ones that helped with Russiagate, and they're here in Chicago.
Yeah. You got anyone that runs for office now can have a $10,000 platform. I'm just making up the number because it could be more, it could be less. To just talk about that. That's what's so cool about running for office. And my goal is I want to do training sessions to teach what I taught you. Did you believe, like, if this was like in a commercial, like, do you believe that I was honest when I said you can run under 30 minutes? Because I think I said that, right?
You can run in under 30 minutes?
That you can file for Congress in under 30 minutes. I did say that, correct?
I don't know if you said that, but I mean, you can file in 15 minutes. It's unbelievable.
I know, but it's unbelievable. Like, people don't believe it until they do it.
You have to have some reading comprehension because their website is horrible. So if you can't actually click and submit, I mean, you shouldn't be running for any office anyways.
I agree. And they have all these, like, all the Francovilla types. No disrespect to Frank, but, like, all the lawyer types are convincing them that it's really complicated and that you need to hire me.
I know, it's so stupid. When I was at the trial with Frank, he was just reading off his cell phone. That was it. That's all he ever did.
Because this is kind of like easy law, no offense, but
yeah, he was just reading citations, and I was just like, this is unbelievable. I was like, you're Stonewall. You don't look me in the eye. The other candidate isn't even here. This is like a kangaroo court. You guys are like clowns. I was like, this is hilarious.
He's just trying to get out of there.
It's not just him. It's the judge too. It's the judge too. The judge is a fucking clown too. He's like some guy from some Saturday Night Live episode.
They kicked me out. Like, multiple,
It's such
I kicked myself out. It was like one more time, and I'm like, wow, because like they just kept. It's just like almost I felt like I was in a third world country. No disrespect to third world countries, but just that kind of just kangaroo court, as you said.
Damn.
I'm like, Dad, know that person. Like, they kept throwing away all these signatures of people where I'm like, you want me to call them right now? Like, what is your problem?
It makes me angry. It makes me angry to think of Jeff Fiedler sitting there with his clipboard, taking notes, and challenging every single person who signed the ballots, and it's just like
Reagan Award winner. He's Chicago Young Republican, Reagan Award winner, Jeff Fiedler, 7-time world champ.
It's just unbelievable. It's like
very unbelievable.
It's like, do you know that committee woman? I mean, who supposedly ran against me? It's like. Fucking, the whole thing is like, what? She goes to the pizza party like once a month. That's it. Like, it's the weirdest and strangest, like, almost like cult.
It's fascinating.
It's like a cult.
It's very fast, and that's why I want to break. We need to break the cult. And people don't realize that because there are like 2 million Republicans in Illinois, and they don't realize that they're being led by a cult. It's kind of like when you realize your favorite food item is actually like led by like a random cult. Like there's like a bunch of random cults that like sell tea and stuff like that, and you're like, this is really good. And I go, wow. I probably supported child slavery by just drinking this thing, but
before
it's like that.
Before like all the challenges and all the correspondence and everything, like when I went to that party, Paul Fiedler's like, oh, and by the way, thanks for your service. I was like, oh, you're welcome. And then he goes, and we have all these other committee person slots are open. We can just put you in another committee person slot. I mean, it's all just retarded. Like, there's no power. There's a nonprofit. I mean,
it's fake. It's psychological.
It is.
It it is no different than playing Dungeons and Dragons.
It is. You're right. You're right. You're right. It's so crazy. It's like a hypnosis club for Dungeons and Dragons people.
It is, but it seeps into real life because if there's an issue, Aaron Del Mar and Kathy Salvi is who the mainstream media will call up. So like, what do Republicans have to think?
Right. You're right.
And they call the Dungeon Master. That's why, I thank you for your service in psychological deprogramming. And
dude, you're right.
So with 2 candidates on the ballot, he's not going to be able to focus all on you.
Yeah, very, very true. We need to get even more on the ballot. See, this is how you can kind of cram politicians and make a problem where there's no problem and cram them with candidates where the news story comes, why do people dislike this person so much? Why are they trying to unseat this person?
Everyone that talks to any one of you has to interview the other two or they lose their, if they're on the radio, they get in trouble. So he goes on the radio, and you don't get to talk, and Lamar doesn't get to talk, and Chuck, and
So the thing is, that Trump former data campaign manager, reached out. Obviously, he's a political consultant. So let's try to schedule with him and do just like a 10-minute, 30-minute podcast about registering for Congress and make that like a supplementary video to like a screen record on how to file for Congress because I can create that very quickly, but. That Wisconsin election and that fruitcake with the long hair who's supposedly knocking on every door and calling everybody whatever the fuck his name is.
The one that put the porn videos of himself on Craigslist, that one.
He did?
That guy? Yeah, that's why he got kicked out of the Republic. He's a clown. There's other organizations that do that he does, and there's no evidence that he's actually like making that much more of an impact than you or I, just like on our own. And he got kicked out. He was with mainstream GOP, except he filmed a video of him screwing a guy in Republican offices, allegedly, and then put it on Craigslist. And then TP turned out USA picked him up, and they're just showing him around like he's Johnny Appleseed.
I don't know if we're talking about the same person.
I delivered you Pennsylvania, Mr. President.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I'm so overworked. I worked so hard. I was registering so many kids yesterday.
So
I was trying. He's so full of shit, dude.
So I sent you that clip of Elon Musk saying this is a revolution and maybe bigger than the first revolution. It's a political revolution because if you think about it, if they are taking total control of all the spending, all of these Democrat states that have been creating requisitions and NGOs to suck up all this money, they're not going to get anything. So their governments are essentially being put out of business in a way. Like they're going to strangle it from the top, and so.
Not in Illinois, because the elections for all that local stuff is tomorrow, and Republicans are going to get slaughtered. It is such a joke, like how little preparation.
No,
and how bad the messaging and how
but Pritzker's already putting out
opposition research on the Democrats than they are.
Pritzker's already putting out budget cuts across all these social services, especially like state Medicare, Medicaid, where he contracts with these large Medicare providers. See, the state doesn't provide anything. The state just funnels money to these Medicare providers. I can't remember their names off top, but it's basically Blue Cross Blue Shield, Aetna, United, etc. But there's other ones that you've never heard of that are like mid-tier insurance providers, and they're the ones that contracted with Pritzker. But anyways, the point is, let me. I'm gonna email that guy and see if I can get him to like join a recorded conversation and talk about 2026.
Yeah, we'll do it. And then I would do you have a LaHood account yet? An official LaHood account for all the listeners and myself to follow?
No, I mean I have so many accounts, but I just
you
did
can change the name.
Yeah, I can change the name, but I'm going to look at some domain names prior to like doing a rebrand, so it's all going to be coordinated, and thing about that is you can do it in 10 minutes. So
you could, and there's a lot of damning stuff on him that's just like he can't hide from his past. You can't. This isn't communist Russia. You can't erase history just yet.
I mean,
you guys are in charge.
I'm gonna do like a deep dive analysis of him and like record all of his social media going back as far as I can, and then like pull out the best tidbits and then create more content and expand those tidbits and say what's the deal with Darren LaHood, and start creating these videos. Yeah.
I'm excited. I think you have a plan.
It's all just It's just basically your campaign is a propaganda war. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Unfortunately where modern politics is at. It's all messaging. It sucks. I wish politics was more about policy, but it's all about how you can communicate and how you present yourself. Everything from that stupid Fetterman with the hoodie and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is just all just communication. And like, I like the guy. I like him. He's nice. He really can give a good speech when that's so far removed from the actual duties. Or he raised a bunch of money. It's like, that should be worse. That means he's owns more money.
Man, I mean, you don't really know how dirty politics is, meaning that you don't know how dirty people are until you get involved in politics, and then you just realize, like, ooh, yikes, this is a snake. This is a snake. This is a snake.
It's going to change. It doesn't happen. Imagine, that's all Hasidism is. You turn the worst thing into something good. You turn rotten fruit into wine.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're going to do at the end of this mission. And like, thank you for being on the journey, because there are 40,000 elected officials. And so it's going to have to grow. But, you know, if journey of 1,000 steps begins with a single step, then you're in an amazing lane. You're in one of the best lanes against such a crooked politician here in the hood.
Well, what else are we going to do what are we going to do, like, in terms of, like, larger organizing? I mean...
Oh, I'm working on that. I can't legally talk to you about that. But there is larger organizing going on. And if you decide to stop running for Congress, you can be a part of it. Because basically PACs and candidates can't coordinate. And so I am working with people that are trying to start a revolution in giving advice to everyone. But there are like that is happening as we speak. And I don't trust everyone, because there's like several of them going on. But because I position myself like so much like out in the open, everyone knows where I stand. Like a lot of the counter resistance that exists, you know, I've reached out to me.
So what do you think about the Nancy Mace event and buying a ticket to go to that?
Oh, you can't buy a ticket.
What do you mean? I can buy a ticket. I'm a Citadel grad.
I would be personally offended, but you can do what you want. That's supporting all the bad people.
I know, but I can go.
That's going into Fitter's pocket.
If no other Citadel grads go to that, and I'm the only one holding up my ring, and I show her, I'm like, hey, Nancy, I know General Mace. She'll be like, oh, come over here. And all those pieces of shit in the Chicago GOP will be like, what the fuck? Like, no, don't talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll create a gaslight. Because I have...
Up to you. How much is it again?
$100.
What?
$100.
It's going directly into Beeler's.
I know, but you're gonna have a dinner. I'm gonna eat the dinner. That's gonna be like $40. You know, if I stuff myself.
Point. They might lose money, but you also could. At least buy it through someone we know, like Cornell.
You don't buy the ticket from somebody. You just buy it direct from their stupid website.
No, they have shills selling tickets. So make sure they get a commission. I'll tell Cornell that you're interested.
I mean, the other thing is I could just stand outside and wait for her to walk in and be like, and just get a quick photo or say hello to her and say, don't trust any of these fucking snakes in here. They're all a bunch of fucking fake.
Hey, can we have a protest and then you have your Citadel ring?
We could bring an American flag.
We can either get Republicans or we can get Democrats. I can just tell Indivisible about it.
See, I say we go and we protest outside, to tell you the truth.
That's what I'm saying. I don't feel right financially supporting that organization.
It's a waste of... I'd rather go have a nice dinner on that money, myself personally. So I say we bring an American flag, my veteran flag, and we bring... the veterans in the American Legion are so old that, like, maybe I could ask the president to come, but... I'm telling you.
We hold a press conference.
I guarantee exactly.
Let's hold a press conference and we'll invite, because I already know some people that are anti, and we'll see who has the stones.
Well, so wait, I'm gonna do some like signs, you know, with a stick and like real artwork, and like we will roast people on the signs. So we have to determine what we want to put on the signs.
So what's it? Yeah, I'm so down. And we can literally just make it a press conference, like one of those Pat Gibbons things.
Exactly. I bet you, let's get him to go. Exactly. That's why I think Pat is funny.
And we'll time it out, because May's probably, first of all, like, we'll scope out the place. But, like, you know.
There will be, you know there's going to be protesters there. There's going to be trans activists there. It's going to be wild.
when there's that's already happening?
They know, these people already know she's
true.
coming, and it's on the northwest side, so it's probably going to be in Edison Park. They're going to fucking try to flood it, you know, or at least there will be 20, 30 radicals that show up. I mean,
well, we could do Republicans against the Chicago. We could have a message that kind of makes it known that we're anti.
Let's just say
anti-Mace, because I like Mace.
I agree.
Pro-abortion.
Let's put up a sign and just say, like, the Chicago GOP is a scam. Soros is a fraud. These are fake MAGA Republicans, rhinos, you know, things like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Because Mace, I don't want to be disrespectful towards, and I feel like she doesn't. How would she know? She probably doesn't know. She's probably just getting paid 10, 20K.
I love how Commissioner Morrison in that video is like, we need to stop fighting each other. We need to stop this disharmony amongst each of us. This is ridiculous.
In this country, if you get the signatures and you get the votes, you're the only one that has a voice. Everyone else needs to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm down to protest it because, like, to go there and spend $100 and eat with them, I don't know, like, it's just so hard to say.
You might get drugged too. They're drugging the food now, apparently. I mean, yeah, I've heard that's been done before. Like, you know, you can drug someone in so many kinds of ways, apparently. And a lot of these people are pharmacists. That's a whole other rabbit hole I'm trying to dig on.
Man, my former employer, or the guy that I'm having a lawsuit with, you know, at the Internal Revenue Service in the Treasury Department, he sends me all these packages, and I'm like, I don't want to open any of those. How do I know you didn't, like, put shit in there, or, like, you know, like, am I legally required to open some fucking envelope that you sent me that has nothing to do with my tax return? It's like, how do I know you're not? Yeah, it's like, I don't trust you. Like, I'm not going to open your package. I don't care what you're sending me. Give it to an attorney, and they'll have to have some hazmat crew open it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't support you going, but I support you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whatever you do, I got your back, but I'm just morally against it. And that's why I tell everyone about all these events. I'm like, you can't be feeding the rhinos. They get bigger. You can raid their resources up.
Damn.
Like, if it's an event, I'm going to a free one of the American for Prosperity. There'll be free food. I can raid the resources.
Well,
that's different.
Man, I have the original letters from the trial with what's his face, fucking Lavia, or whatever the fuck his name is. Anyways, I just have stuff to create for the campaign, but
I'm excited for your campaign, and I do think Shane's a good, it's not. I would focus on you. Do you? But
I mean, I'm just gonna ignore him and go after LaHood, who's gonna have millions of dollars to spend on this campaign.
We'll make him earn it. Let's have his consultants earn it.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing the whole thing is just going to be able to pull people in and, you know, create a web, but
awareness. I think I really have faith that when voters and people just pay attention for 30 minutes to an hour of the Illinois Republican Party scam, they'll just be disgusted. It's just they're visually disgusting. It's like within 30 seconds, they're like, oh, what is this scam?
It's so funny because
who are these people? Like, LaHood did what? The fuck? He said that some people are too stupid to take the vaccine. Thanks, Biden, for all the vaccines. Too bad my people are too stupid. All the rural people. He said that shit to the media. Or I think a press release. Even worse. I think he
well, see,
on his website.
Yeah, I need to create I need to get the profiles up and start recording that stuff and putting it out there.
Before he takes, because it's like, you think he can't forever because of the Wayback Machine, but like, he literally put out press releases being like, my son, the rural parts of my state are too, are just, they don't believe science.
Let me see if I get a screen recorder in here.
He praises Biden. I think that's in the title. It might be,
Can you send me any links that you can find? Can you just maybe Google some
links before? But I have so many.
Yeah, send me links and I'll create those videos right now.
Biden, what's called rural vaccine. That one I thought was crazy. And the hardest one to find is where he said he wanted to raise the gun age from 18 to 21. LaHood concerned on his website. LaHood concerned about low vaccination rates in rural areas. This wasn't a CNN gotcha. This is on his website, so please record it so it doesn't. confirm that you have it, because the link has a different title for me than you.
Well, Hood objects to cost taxes associated with infrastructure package.
And that's not it. That's weird.
Broadband, as we said, it has to be upgraded on the healthcare side.
That's really weird. Whoa, look at this.
Did he delete
Look
it?
what I see. They're trying to retcon this from the internet.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Look up. Can you look that up on Google? That's weird, dude.
Hood concerned about low vaccination rates.
Just you can copy and paste that.
You don't have the link, huh?
No, I'm saying the link on the website is changed. It's redirected. That's fucked up, dude.
Damn, they deleted it.
No, it's not deleted. I'm looking at it right now. It's just the permalink is something else because he's trying to hide it.
No, I see it. I got the link.
Do you have it? He's gonna take it down, so that's a good one. I think some of it is not listening to the science, maybe buying into some of the conspiracy theorists. There's a distrust of government sometimes, and I think you have to get over that hurdle. The Hood urged people to listen to healthcare professionals. He said they will tell you the vaccine works, and they support the science on it. The congressperson also said people have two choices. They either get the vaccine or they will get COVID-19. He said the pandemic won't be over until vaccination rates are higher. There are still pockets around the country where people haven't gotten vaccinated, and you're seeing outbreaks of COVID, he said. My people are a bunch of dumbasses. They're not taking the Fauci ouchie, so screw you. Vote for me. I'm the only Republican.
Looking at all of his videos as well, the Hood intelligence hearing on worldwide threats. Like, this guy's a fucking real bullshit artist.
Total bullshit artist.
He speaks during, this is a good one with his mask on. Well, he debates the 1.9
He's
trillion.
put increased distribution on the top of my list.
See, this is why Clubhouse is kind of invaluable, because I can get people to essentially create content about him and read articles in their unique voices and say he's a bullshit artist. It's basically paid crisis actors on the internet. But that's the goodwill I've built up with like a dozen people on Clownhouse. It's kind of like having secretaries willing to do pretty much anything you ask them to do on a limited basis, for free. So it's going to be a fun propaganda campaign, and I'm going to go hard against this guy.
That's awesome.
He's going to be like, who is this guy fucking spamming me? It's going to drive him crazy. It drives everybody crazy. Even Elon Musk has essentially stopped doing X Spaces, except for his subscribers. You actually have to pay to go to his private X Spaces now, and all he does is post.
Oh, dude, you gotta read
memes.
this one. What the fuck, dude? I'm so sorry. Check out this one. He wants to raise the gun age. What the fuck is wrong with him, man?
Well,
he's running as a Republican.
Dude, I was looking at Eric Swalwell's YouTube campaign, and he went up against this other old Politico, and it's just so funny how you come out of nowhere, you obtain this power because you actually beat the other guy in communication. The other guy barely had a YouTube account, and Swalwell just managed to get in, and he made history as being a chief bullshit artist and scammer, but. It's just amazing how these campaigns work, It's it's all YouTube, but it's not just internet. It is this local shit of this cult, which is the most ridiculous thing, because it's a small percentage of the population that has any interest in this whatsoever. It's so crazy. It's wild, but this is the whole system is based off of this political industrial complex and banking industrial complex, and there's no active civic participation in it at all. I mean, yes, people go and vote, but in terms of who they think they're voting, they don't even know who they're voting for. It's wild.
Wow.
There's a lot of content on him,
There is. I'm trying to find the Russia vote. He voted for the Russia investigation. Fuck this guy, man. like, just as a citizen.
He's got his January 6th statement. What happened today was the most shameful things I've seen. It is a terrible day for our country and democracy. The actions taken by rioters go against everything that we stand for as Americans. The rioting and violence must stop. We are a nation of law and order, and those who are responsible for the actions of violence today must be held accountable to the full extent. As Americans, we're much better than this. End press release. The hood. So, like, what's he saying by that? Is he gonna recant those statements and claim that Nancy Pelosi was primarily responsible for staging the entire incident? Did he ever make a correction? No. And who's he already pre-blaming? Trump. So this guy's such a rhino. He's well organized though, so he's got priorities.
I think it was on his Wikipedia too.
This is like an AI generated website on top of it. He's got all these priorities. It's just like it's like this. Federal spending is out of control. The national debt has doubled from 10.6 to 21 trillion. Okay, you're a little bit behind on updating your website, Mr. LaHood. Apparently your priorities didn't actually come through. You didn't deliver to your voters because now we're approaching 40 trillion, but your website still only says 21 trillion. When will you update the debt figures on your website, Darren LaHood? Yeah, man, I gotta break down this guy's entire website into videos and just do all negative video reviews of him to essentially counter everything he has, and then basically it's all competitive reframing all the time, re-recording what he has. I mean, he has a YouTube channel. Have you seen his YouTube channel?
It's undeniable that Russia. Look at this. You have to scroll down. There's a bunch of different figureheads. It's undeniable that Russia interfered with our democratic elections and continues to pose a threat to democracy, both Muhammad Abad. These findings have both been supported by both our intelligence community and the House Committee on Intelligent Russia. Wow. President Trump should respect the findings of our intelligent professionals and ensure that the threats against our values and ideals are met with strong criticism and consequences. This is going to you.
He's got a lot of... How many videos does he have up? He's got 317 videos. That's actually a lot. His number one video has 17,000 views. LaHood holds moment of silence on hostile on a corporate Daniel Barker. Rebel Hood Ways and Means hearing with Treasury Secretary Yellen. Representative LaHood addresses egregious FISA abuses. Select committee hearing on authoritarian alignment. Votes to prohibit tax dollars from funding abortions. Putin is a war criminal. He does a lot of these, like, chronic drug shortages, IRS surveillance proposal. Tax Reform 2.0. Tax hearing on American funding priorities. FISA abuses. That was 3 years ago. Floor debate on China legislation. Discusses
he voted for he voted to fund Mueller. And was Darren LaHood on House Intelligence Committee as an authorized investigation. I did it on Wikipedia somewhere.
Celebrating General... This guy does all these celebrations on the House floor. Route 66 National Historic Trail Designation Act hearing, Bridge for Workers Act, opposing Democrats' radical tax and spending plan. That was 3 years ago. Questions U.S. trade road. I mean, I don't hate this guy, but...
No, neither. He's just slump.
Ways and Means Roundtable on the Admin's Iris Bank Surveillance Plan. Denounces this.
He's a middle of the road Republican. He's not terrible. It's just he's just so It's just the whole thing is that the bills don't matter. He's really good at appearing good. He's like another Joe Biden. And I think you can even look it up. His dad took foreign money, and that same foreign person, I think, donated to him. And he just seems shady on that level. And he's on the CTP committee, and I really think he's like there to kind of stall things. And like, for example, the TikTok ban just got everyone to sign up for the Little Red Book app. Like that like he was a big part of that, and that seemed like a whole Trojan horse, I think. And a bunch of other stuff. Like, wouldn't it be great for the CCP to have someone on there?
Damn, so he makes the 9 years ago. Damn, he's been in office for a long time.
Yeah. And he was a state's attorney. Wasn't he a Cook County state's attorney?
I don't know.
Those are just known as great people. Like, he was in it, not on it. Like, he wasn't the state's attorney. He was in the office.
Damn.
Well, enjoy your research, sir. And congratulations. It is an info war.
It is.
I'm glad to do battle with you, sir.
Damn, dude. This guy, I mean...
Thank you, Congressman Kitover.
He's 10 years ahead of us. All right, take care. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Yeah, Chris, it's like, this guy is a legitimate, congressman, but legitimate in terms of where we're at now, nobody's legitimate. Everybody's responsible for taking us to the now. $40 trillion. These Elon Musk clips about the revolution is like incredible meme. And so like, did I text you the video of me in the Pepe hat? This picture is a fucking guy. If I were to like show you the text messages of somebody, they're so negative. They're just like out of control. But, because like I don't have notifications on my phone, it's kind of funny. It's like, yeah, I don't care about your complaints. I don't care about what you're saying. It's just not interesting, and it's negative. So it's like, you can keep sending me all the negative stuff you want, but you're just exhausting yourself. Like, you're not exhausting me. Like, my phone doesn't notify me when you text me 30 things. It's like, I don't care, text away. That is what I really dislike when people complain. They're like, stop texting me. And it's like, okay, but, just block me then. I mean, people do. Eventually people do. And it's not like I'm trying to annoy them. I'm just trying to essentially share joy with them.